the silver ball. And so down to Brighton I must have played them all. I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
I love Lent. It's kind of a time for quiet, meditative music. Bruce Campbell on drums. A person who did not get on the program, CJ Arneson, who is up in the box. Streaming the show for all the people that aren't here. Hi, sis. collaboration, by the way. Paul Rosas.
Just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time
Anthony Shadle on guitar. Marissa Conway on vocals. I think I'd have it memorized by now. Ah, yes. All right, ladies, you may adjourn.
I did, well really, what's that to ya? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter what you heard. The holy and the broken, hallelujah, hallelujah. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Kesner on saxophone. David Heiser on tenor vocal. Before Dirk says his thing, first of all, thank you all for coming. Really, it's packed. It's awesome. Thank you. They've worked very, very hard, so we appreciate you being there. I'm very excited to be able to do rock and roll music. I'm very excited to work with a band like this, but I think I am actually as excited or more excited to be able to make this a benefit concert and just for another organization, not for Morning Glory. And due to some nice, very wonderful donations to Morning Glory in the past years, every expense of all this has been taken care of out of the Morning Glory account. So all money that you put in tonight is going to these two wonderful organizations that you're going to hear about now.
Hi, I'm Dirk DeMonte. I'm the Minister of Music and Worship Arts here, and I want to also welcome you and thank you for coming. And I want to just have us just give a round of applause for Morning Glory so far. I want to thank Bill for putting me after Hallelujah, not after Bohemian Rhapsody, to share this poignant moment. As Bill said, as he kind of implied, one of the hallmarks of Morning Glory is their spirit of outreach. And when Pastor Jim comes up to talk about Salinas, I'm sure he will talk about Morning Glory coming to his church. And I am just very grateful to be part of a church where that is how the choirs and all the organizations at the church think, is how can we reach out and how can we make an impact in our world. One of the two causes that Morning Glory selected is our Starfire Singers, which is the high school choir here at this church, and a choir that my wife Carol and I, who is in Cambodia right now, we direct the Starfire Singers, and each summer we take a tour with Starfire. We take a tour with a musical that we've written, and this year we're writing a brand new one for this summer's tour. The show that we're writing is called Justice, and it's about God's call to be in the world, working for justice, and about God's call in our lives to be making our lives of justice and following in the example of Christ. We are going to the British Isles this summer, and that is a trip that costs a lot of money. One of the things that we've always been proud of is that no one has not gone on a tour, no active member of Starfire has not gone on a tour because of money. We always make scholarship help available, and so for a tour like this, the need is much greater, as you might imagine. So we are very grateful to Morning Glory for donating their offering half to this cause, and we're grateful to you for your generosity. I want to just put a plug in for, we have an auction on April 27th, which we would love to invite you all to. It's right here in Creekside, and it's a lot of fun, and it's our primary fundraiser. I also want to just say a word to those of you who are enjoying this concert online. Our wonderful Director of Finance, Linda Miller, has made it possible for you to donate online, and if you click that Donate Online button, you'll see something about a Morning Glory concert or something, and that would be this, and that would be how you donate to that. So it is just a blessing to be a part of a church where we embrace the joy of being together and the joy of music and the joy that God and Jesus call us to. And I'm so glad you're all here, and we're so grateful for the generosity of Morning Glory and for your generosity. Thank you.
Mike Bieber on guitar. I announced to the group before we went on that I was somehow going to figure how to get this one into a Sunday morning service. That's all I'm going to say. Becky Everett, head of administration at our church. Becky Everett. Who would have thunk? Are we there yet? We're there. I heard this gentleman. You came and spoke, I think, the first time that I heard you, and was so moved by not only how it just kind of fell into place, and I'll let you tell the whole story, but just what he was doing and with such ease. Let me introduce from the First United Methodist Church of Salinas, Jim Luther.
Thank you so very much. You know, the words that you sang were so, so true. You guys have always been sailing right behind. You guys have, whenever we've had a problem, you've been the bridge. You've always been there. You've always been there. And I just want to say thank you tonight. Your gifts have kept us going when things got tough. The Morning Glory Choir has come down 2 or 3 times now. I can't count, and sung in the spring for us and blessed our worship. The Stargazers. The Stargazers came down, and our entire faith community laments the increase in the cost of strings for bass fiddles. Yeah. What a sad story. I want to introduce some friends. Can we turn, is it possible to turn the lights up a little so I can introduce some friends tonight? I know back home we'd just go flick the switch on the wall, but I think it's probably trickier here. Do me a favor, when I call your name, just wave your hand so everybody can see you. I want to introduce some folks who came with us tonight. Rodolfo, and Mayan, and Susie, and Karen, and Sharon, and Letty, and Lucy, and Esther, and Cynthia, and Raul, and Hottie, and Bill, and Rick, and John, and Emily, and Arlo. Thank you. So, hey. Everybody always says thank you to me, but these are the folks that are doing all the work. You've seen the videos, you've read the blurb in the bulletin, so you know a little bit about what we're about. So in the next 2 or 3 minutes, what I'd like to do is something different tonight. I'd like to show you that we've been faithful with your gifts. I want to brag on a couple people, and I'm going to embarrass them to no end, and I apologize to them in advance. But you know, we're people that forgive, aren't we? And I hope they'll forgive me. You remember the video 2 years ago? I think it was the first video you saw. There was somebody over sitting in the office desk. You're not breathing. Stand up for a minute. There was somebody sitting in the office desk with their hat on backwards. You can sit down, Rick. And when they filmed, he said something like this. And I apologize if I embarrass you. But it was something like this. When the pastor came to visit me in jail, I asked if I could have one more chance. And so I came back to the church. And do you remember the video? And I learned there was a school that had electrical and plumbing just a couple blocks away, but it took money and I had no money. And he said, so I had a conversation with, you know, do you remember that video? Yeah. And he went on to say that he'd been a dropout and a stoner in school and never finished everything, and all of a sudden he had a chance to finish at the top of his class. 3 weeks before the end of his class, he got an offer of a full-time job and turned it down. I was not gentle with my words. But you know what he said? He said, Pastor, I've never gotten a diploma or a certificate for finishing anything. I'm going to get this diploma. I want to introduce my friend Rick, who now does electrical work and plumbing work for Blackthorn Pools and Spas. He's working full time. He has not forgotten the church. He fixes everything that breaks at the church, and stuff breaks. Matter of fact, in the 2 hours between the time we finished this morning and we were going to come up here, I was driving home to sneak home for a minute, and my cell phone rang, and it was Rick, and he said, I hope you haven't forgotten that before we go to Los Altos, you need to pick up 2 jugs of Drano and a refrigerator light. Thanks be to God for your gifts. Thanks be to God for my hero, Rick. Yeah. So this year, you remember the video this year, Manny wanted to come. Manny wanted to come. Manny was the Vietnam vet that was all bent over. Manny is clean and sober and in his own apartment for the first time since the war. And he wanted to come say thank you, and it just didn't work out. But Bill is here. You'll remember Bill. Bill, I think, at the making of the video, had been sober 5 days. And he said things hadn't always gone well for him at the church. I think he mentioned that the pastor had kicked him out once or twice. I can remember one time in particular in an alley about 3 blocks away where I was yelling at him that he couldn't bring the booze to the church, and he was yelling back at me that he was hungry and thirsty. And the police were watching us like we were a bunch of crazy folk. But you know, Bill came this fall and said, I'm ready. And when you were down there filming, it was 5 days, and now it's about 9 months. When I got to the church this morning, a little before 6, Bill opened the door so I wouldn't have to find my key in the dark. Bill, stand up so I can show him one of my heroes. It doesn't always work. We've had to get used to failure. But you know, it works often enough where we just catch ourselves shaking our heads and saying, thanks be to God. If nothing else ever works again, this one thing, this one person has made it all worthwhile. And with your help, we find ourselves saying it over and over and over again. Thank you so much for your generous help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was listening to Dirk, and I think that that Starfire trip's a pretty good idea. I think that's a pretty good. So I have one more favor tonight to ask, and this is for the gentlemen, just the gentlemen. I'm not worried about the ladies. You, this gentleman, okay? I think I can say this at Los Altos. If you can sing Leonard Cohen, I can say this. Gentlemen, would you just kind of, for about 3 seconds, just kind of shake your fanny right where you're at? You didn't take me seriously. Let's do it one more time. Okay, let's, come on. 1001, 1002, yeah. See, the ladies don't have a problem because they have purses, but for us guys, when we sit a while, our wallet sticks in our pants and it's hard to get the bills out.
On that note, thank you so much. Please give generously. Thank you. Oh, and now we're going to have a piece by the band.
I saw her today at the reception. A glass of wine in her hand. I knew she was gonna meet her connection. At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find, you get what you need. Oh, I went down to the demonstration to get my fair share of abuse. We're singing, we're gonna vent our frustration, and if we don't, we're gonna blow a 50 amp fuse. Come on, sing that. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy, and man, did he look pretty ill. We decided we would have a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry red. I sung my song to Mr. Jimmy, and he said one word to me, and that was dead. I said to him, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find, you get what you need. Get what you need. I saw her today at the reception. In her glass was a bleeding man. She was practiced at the art of deception. I could tell by her bloodstained hands. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find, oh, you get what you need. Oh, yeah, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find, oh, you get what you need.
couple of things while they're getting on stage. One, for those of you that have never been to Los Altos before, we welcome you, and we would love to have you back. And we do this every Sunday morning. But seriously, I have been, I don't know, I think I've been around here for about 20-some years, and it is a really wonderful church family for me and for my kids. They're in Starfire, and well, almost. One's almost, and the other one is. But you might want to check out a Sunday morning or a Sunday night because it's a very wonderful, warm, welcoming place. There was something else. Oh, and don't you want to even have more fun? I mean, Tuesday nights, 7:15. This is when we do our thing. Morning Glory. You got to think about it. We have a ball. We work hard. These guys have been working hard, but we have a good time. So if you're interested, walk in. Call me, see me afterwards. Come join the choir. We have a really good time.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
Richard on vocals. Howard Roberts. Susan O'Neill on vocals. Anthony Shadle on guitar. And welcome to the LAUMC horn section. I'd like to take a moment just because we're not going to have time. One person who put in a decent amount of time and a lot of creativity and did it out of her own free will is Gray Richard. Where are you, Gay? Right? Gay Richard, are you here? There was a reserve seat. Did she make it? She didn't make it. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Gay Richard, who does choreography for Starfire, that group there, came in and did a few things with us, right, boys and girls? Yeah. And I wasn't at that rehearsal. I chose not to be there when she showed up. So anyway, if you're streaming, Gay, thank you very much.
Time is fleeting, and madness takes its toll. Each one's here.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to take control.
How about this band? Bruce Campbell on drums. Bill Hare on bass. Dave Sanchez on trombone. Larry Heck on trumpet. Matt Kessner on a tenor saxophone. Mr. Mike Beamer on guitar. John Larson, acoustic guitar, electric guitar. Anthony Shadle on lead guitar. Dirk Damani on keyboards. Paul Rosas on keyboard. And putting it all together, Mr. Chris Larson on sound. Give him a lot of job. We really appreciate you coming tonight. I hope you had a good time. We certainly did. Thank you very much.
What a way to spend a Sunday night at church, huh? Now, these are all very staid choir members, and I'm sure you all know that from seeing them on Sunday mornings. And a few weeks ago, well, about 8 weeks ago, our heralded director walks in with a couple of pieces of music, and one of them is something called Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and everybody looked at him like he was totally out of his mind. And he said, there's no way we're going to be able to do this. And guess what? It was a total blast, wasn't it, choir? And we have this very, very insightful and creative director, Bill Golden, to thank. And then he had this brilliant idea that we're all going to do dance moves. And most of us are, well, we have our AARP cards, and these dance moves are, well, we're pretty exhausted, but Gay, wherever you are, these are for you, because we couldn't have done it without you. So these are for our dance director, Gay Richards. So maybe somebody can make sure they get them. Thank you and good night.